Hey, what's up guys, MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video, and this time we're talking about Sony and the PlayStation with their, their exclusives and new IPs that they're working on, and apparently there's some rumors going on that their upcoming title, that their new IP that they want to work on, they're seeking a non-white transgender actor to be the lead of this new game, and the story will focus on how their culture does not accept women as leaders in their community. That's a mouthful right there. It seemed like they're just doubling down on these antics, especially when it comes to DEI and all these other type of titles of this, what they're trying to do when it comes to these IPs, especially when it comes to these AAA titles. And they just don't learn, they just don't get it. But right now, these are just rumors, and we want to dive right into it to get more details about this. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for more notifications of content here on this channel in terms of gaming. So we're going to dive right into it right now. It's from Bounding in the Comics. It says that rumor, PlayStation Studios seeking non-white transgender actor to lead new game. Story will focus on how their culture does not accept women as leaders in their community. This is quite interesting, and I'm going to repeat this. This is just rumors. Like, we don't know how true this is, so I want people to come into this with an open mind about this could possibly not be a thing at all, and just keep that in mind as we read through this and everything. So we'll find out where this is coming from, who's speaking this, where these sources are coming from, because sources is always important. I always want you to remember that. I don't want to fearmonger you guys about any of this stuff. Let's just read through this article, and I always want you to think things through and don't jump the gun on this, because this may not even be a thing. We just don't know. So we want to just read through this article. So, according to new whispers on the digital streets, Sony PlayStation Studios is currently looking to develop a new game centered on a male-to-female transgender protagonist who seeks to prove herself against the misogynistic values of her culture. This just sounds too on the nose. This just sounds too on the nose. Like, if something like this happened, this will be so laughable. And I mean, content creators are going on, especially in the culture war, are going to have a good time shitting on this game. And I'm going to cover this if this happens to be a thing. But we'll have to wait and see. So, word is the title's development was first raised on June 20th, courtesy of noted Spanish language PlayStation fan new account, Noti Plays. So it says, detailing a cast call they would later purport to have witnessed firsthand. The account explained that the game was looking to feature a girl of 20 to 30 years old of age, of dark skin, and transgender. That's what I'm saying. This is too on the news. But yeah, so it says who was an expert in knives as its protagonist. Farther, they noted that its story will also center on how their culture does not accept women as leaders in their community. So they pretty much did a breakdown right here on Twitter. When you see the post right here, a casting for a PlayStation Studio game currently in productions would be looking for the following: girl of about 20 to 30 years old, dark skin, and transgender. And if this is the case, this also goes to what we've been saying when it comes to physicality and race-based casting. So if this is the case, if we are getting a transgender woman, being the main role, they're actually going out their way to actually seek a transgender woman to play a transgender woman as far as voice acting is concerned. They're doubling down on this notion of physicality and race-based casting when it comes to voice acting. They're doubling down on this if this happens to be the case. Alright, the story would be about how their culture does not accept women and stuff as leaders. So it said, met with an understandable a wave of skepticism in response to their post. We'll return to the topic 2 days later to clarify some things regarding their claims. Like I said, that's a good thing. People are being skeptical because we don't know how true this is. And I keep saying this. This is another reason why I never shared this on my Twitter or anything like that. People wanted me to talk about it, but a lot of people wanted me just to share it right away the moment it went up. But I was like, let me just wait for a little bit. And then I started seeing other sites started picking up on this as well. But yes, you got to be skeptical of this because these are just rumors as well. So we don't know if this is true. This may not even be a thing, but there could be a possibility that it is. But always keep that in mind. So, addressing some of the most common criticisms leveled against them, The news account asserted it was never a bait, it's 100% real. See, now they got to fight with that. The info was taken from a page where you have to register to see in the casting calls. There are also Ubisoft, Activision, other Sony Entertainment games. I claim that it is a PlayStation Studios game because the casting director's history, 99% of the time, worked for Sony Entertainment, Sony Interactive Entertainment. Trust me, guys. The account added, I would never go into the mud without being 100% sure of things with a sensitive topic like this. And as I said before, you also still have to be careful, man. I said it in my previous video talking about the toxicity of the culture war. You have to look out for people who's looking for clicks or trying to egg us on to get us upset, to rally people up and everything. So it's good that people wanted to question this. You need to start questioning stuff like this. How true is this source? Because this storyline or what they're trying to go for sounds almost like a joke. It sounds too spot on. It just sounds too laughable. Something like this will be dead on arrival if they are planning something like this. No one was going to play this game at all. No one. Not even the people they're trying to appease to is going to run out and play this fucking game. They're not. So unfortunately for those who are curious and those still skeptical, Naughty Play has yet to provide any further details regarding the casting, including the identity of its casting director or the exact resource from which they first gleaned the information. See, this person didn't even provide any of those type of other things in order to solidify what they're saying. And this is why I keep saying always be careful of this. I think this is a good lesson, a good video to teach you guys. Don't always jump the gun. Just because somebody say it's so doesn't mean it's so. We don't know yet. So this is I'm glad I did cover this and read through this. To end this, while the exact trustworthiness of the account rumor has yet to be reasonably concluded, it is given at least some level of credence due to the fact that those terms under the PlayStation Studios banner have, in recent years, shown themselves being more and more open towards tackling such topics in their games. Yeah, but the only problem is the way this setup is, they're saying that they're looking for a transgender woman, and this person is supposed to be the main protagonist, and they're supposed to be fighting against, you know, I guess you would say like the patriarchy or a society that wouldn't want women, you know, as leaders. This sounds like something from the CW. This sounds like a horrible, horrible idea. Horrible idea. For example, Naughty Dog's Last of Us 2. One of Abby's traveling companion, Lev, was created and portrayed as a transgender individual. Their voice actor, Alexander themselves, identifies non-binary. It says likewise in Crash Bandicoot series in 2023 we see the first non-binary character in the form of Catbat, a new character created for Toys for Bob's Crash Team Rumble. And of course, there's Firewalk Studios recently revealed Concord, which is not only seems to have been designed explicitly by checkmarking diversity, but specifically features each character's pronouns on their respective character select screens. So yes, this person with Bounty in the Comics is showing a proven track record in the history of these different companies doing this. So they're saying that, you know, even though this sounds ridiculous, there could be a possibility. Don't put it past them because of their history of these different studios, including these different things in their games. But I also still want to say that just because people go on the internet and say that these things are so doesn't make it so. And I always say, you always have to verify through multiple sources. Don't just rely on one source that's giving out information like this. You need to see and find if other source can pretty much verify that source, and if that verified source has a source verifying their sources, in order to know if this is something. Because right now it just came from a foreign Spanish site that said, hey, that this is happening and everything. And I'm glad to see that there are people questioning this, and I think we need to question this because, as I said in my with my culture war video and how and the toxicity of it, a lot of us in the anti-woke camp, we're so fast to jump the gun. We're so fast to go straight to be reactionary and go straight into outrage mode, and we don't even do any due diligence at all to research to see where this information is coming from. And we need to slow down with this, take our time, look through the sources, because stuff like this can definitely hurt the momentum and can definitely hurt the message of the movement, because now we're getting sloppy. Now we're just attacking everything that appears to be woke and stuff like that. And now people are jumping the gun on, some people jump the gun even on rumors, and we don't even know. But let's say this wasn't a rumor. Let's just say this. One thing I would say is, I let this game happen. Let this game exist. And why am I saying this? Just like Dustborn that I mentioned. Games like Dustborn needs to exist because these are original IPs. Now the problem is a lot of this woke stuff are going into our existing IPs, our existing franchises that we have grown up to love, and they're bastardizing the series that we have grown to play, and we have resonated with the characters and everything, and they have been destroying our favorite IPs. But when it comes to new IPs, titles like this, if this happens to be real, let it exist, because then now it has to stand on its own. Is it worth is the game worth playing? Is the game worth supporting? Because if they continue to make more original IP that's woke and got a lot of DEI in it, and no one supports it, it will be a wake-up call to a lot of these companies and say, hey, you know what? This shit just doesn't work. I think we need to slow down with creating these type of games because no one is buying these games. So I'm all for this game existing. Let this game exist, because I ain't buying it. I'm not buying the game for a fact. But we have to show them that, yo, we don't want this fucking game. We don't want shit like this. In order to show them, let them create these games. Let them create these original IPs with this nonsense, because we're going to show them that this shit just doesn't work. So that's why if it happens to be true, let it happen. Let this burn. Let these IPs die like this let it die on arrival. But that pretty much wraps up this video. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this? Do you think this is a possibility that a title like this could possibly happen, could possibly exist, and we will be hearing from it in the near time future? Or do you think this is just hogwash? Do you think it's just bullshit that someone is just making shit up just to rally people, to get clicks and everything, to fuel the culture war? Definitely need your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe button for more gaming content here on this channel. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.